Today's amusement park review is for Carowinds, located on the border of North and South Carolina, specifically in the Charlotte-Fort Mill area. This is a fantastic Cedar Fair park. I was able to visit it earlier this year, and let me tell you, I was super impressed. So let's get to this review. I have 10 overall categories that I'll be going through. In each of these categories, Carowinds will have the opportunity to earn a maximum score of 5 for each category. And then at the end of the video, all of these scores will be totaled up so that we can determine an overall score, which is again out of 5 points. So let's get to it. First, we're going to start with the roller coasters at Carowinds. They have a very good collection. They have a hyper coaster, a Giga, a B&M invert, a flying coaster, a stand-up, and they have a kiddie coaster and some family coasters. They have a great collection. I'd say really the only coasters that Carowinds is missing from their lineup would be a launch coaster, because right now they don't have a launch coaster. And that'd be nice if they made that launch coaster like a wing coaster, because that's something that's also missing from their lineup. And then I'd add another wooden coaster since Thunder Road is leaving, something like a GCI. But other than that, I'd say they're good. I'm giving their coaster lineup a 4 out of 5. They have a great collection. Next up are the thrill rides and the dark rides in one category. So Carowinds has a Wind Seeker, a Drop Tower, and then they also have Boo Blasters. And then as one of those intermediate thrill rides, they also have Scream Weaver, which is their Enterprise ride. Overall, I'm giving them a 3 out of 5. It'd certainly be nice if they had more. I think that this park would benefit from having more thrill rides or dark rides. And I think that eventually you'll see a Triotech dark ride at this park. So that would definitely well round out this category more than it already is. Next up is the family rides. Carowinds has lots of family rides, but you'll find most of them in Planet Snoopy. And there are tons of family rides to choose from. They actually have 49 family rides. That is a lot. You could easily go here with younger kids, and there is plenty for them to do. This park is definitely not all about the roller coasters. I'm giving them a 4.5. Good job. Now we're talking about the overall park appearance. And the video that I'm showing you right now is the walkthrough of Carowinds, so you can really get an idea of how this park looks. And this very much has the feel of a Cedar Fair park. It's not anything like a Busch Gardens park or a Disney park where there's tons of landscaping, but they do have a fair amount and it looks good. I'd say no part of this park at all looks bad. There's lots of areas around this park where there's grass, shrubbery, flowers, and it looks nice, so I'm going to give them a 4. Next up is the convenience category. Let me explain what this category is about. Are there bins on the ride platforms? Will you have to buy lockers? How easy is the park to navigate? Are there signs around the park saying where each attraction is? And if you're from out of town, are there hotels nearby for you to stay at? Because believe it or not, some theme parks don't have any hotels near it. I'm looking at you, Six Flags Great Adventure. And Carowinds does great at this. You have several hotels around the area, the park is super easy to navigate, and the only downside about this is that Fury 325 does not have bins on the ride platforms. Instead, you have lockers. That is a major downside. But other than that, you'll find that all of the other roller coasters have bins on the ride platforms. So overall, I'm giving them a 4.5. Really, the only thing that can make this better is if Fury 325 did not have lockers. And actually, one more thing about the convenience category that I didn't like was that at this park, on most of the coasters, you are assigned a row to go in. Not all of them, but some coasters like Fury 325, Vortex, Nighthawk, and that's really a bummer. I kind of understand why Carowinds does it, but if you're someone who's traveled hundreds of miles to come here and you want to ride in the front row, yet you don't get the chance, it does kind of stink, and that's something about the convenience category that also is kind of a bummer. The next category is the operations. How fast they can dispatch their roller coasters and how many trains they're running. The 3 days I spent at Carowinds were during spring break, so that I imagine because of the larger crowds, they were going to be running more trains. So I'm not sure how many trains they're running when the park isn't as popular, like a weekday in May or something like that. But from what I saw, Carowinds was doing a good job. All of the coasters were running at least 2 trains. A couple of them were running 3, especially something like Fury 325 and Intimidator. And I saw some quick operations, especially on Fury 325. They were booking it and they were fantastic. I'm giving them a 4. Good job. The 7th category is the park's location. Like I mentioned earlier, you can find this park in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the other half is in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Charlotte is a large city. This park is right off of the interstate, it's easy access, and it's near some other popular destinations. Carowinds is in a pretty good location. I'm giving them a 4.5. I think their location really is excellent. They don't have any other theme park competition in the area. They are really the only one around. Next is the food. So Carowinds has your typical amusement park food, but they also have more. They have your fast food, so you can get your pizza, your burgers, whatever. And then they also have some nicer food. They have a huge building by Intimidator where you can go in and you're getting organic food. And the food there feels like something you'd eat at a Disney or Busch Gardens park. It's delicious. They also have a Chickies and Pete's. They make a really good Philly cheesesteak and they have some great French fries. I'm going to give Carowinds a 5 for this category. Perfect score, and here's why. There is a great assortment of food. You can get nice food and you can get your fast food. No matter where you're getting your food from, it tastes good. I did not have any bad food when I was at Carowinds. It all tasted great. And I know that that's something Carowinds was focusing on within the past year. They really wanted to make their food taste awesome. They wanted to upgrade it, and I'd say that they succeeded. I think that's something that people don't realize about Carowinds. People who haven't been there don't realize that the food here really is better than it used to be. Carowinds stepped up their game. Moving on, we have the theming category. Unfortunately, they're getting a 1. There isn't really a whole lot of theming at all in this park. You're getting a little bit of theming with some of their coasters and attractions, but really the only themed area is Planet Snoopy. The rest of it just kind of has your generic theme. There might be a very small theme, but it's not very noticeable. Next, we have the shows. Carowinds offers about 5 shows throughout the year, so I'm going to give them a 2.5, kind of right there in the middle. And finally, we have the bonus category, which is the water park. I only include this category in my park reviews if the park has a water park, and Carowinds has Boomerang Bay, lots of water slides there, pretty nice water park. I'm going to give them a 4. So now what I do is I take all of the scores that have been given for the past categories, and I do a little math, and that gives me the overall score out of 5 for how good Carowinds is. Some of these categories are worth more than others, so the coasters category is going to be worth more than the shows category. The family rides are going to be worth more than the theming. You get the point. And Carowinds has earned a 4.4. Congratulations, that is a great score. This is a great amusement park. I'd say it's definitely one of the best in the Cedar Fair chain. I understand why Cedar Fair wanted to focus their attention on Carowinds for in the next 5 years, and that's why they gave them the $50 million expansion money. And that's because this park has so much potential and it really lives up to its expectations. I walked in and I was blown away with what Carowinds had to offer. I knew what to expect, but there were little things about the park that I didn't know about that just blew me away. Carowinds is easily one of my favorite parks. It's very nice. They have some fantastic roller coasters. Obviously, no park is perfect, so there are some things that Carowinds can do better. But overall, this park is in great shape, and if you get a chance to go to Carowinds, you absolutely won't regret it. I had a great experience at Carowinds, and that is why I got such a good review for this park review. So, thanks for watching. You can check out more park reviews on my channel. They're all available in a playlist. And I'm headed to more parks this summer, including Cedar Point, Kennywood, Kings Island. And so I will be reviewing all of those parks, so make sure to stay tuned for those.